Bonsoir, messieurs et mesdames. I'm Rita Warner, co-chair with Bruce Turkle of the Inn of Court musical team, and we're delighted to welcome you to tonight's performance of Les Lawyers Miserables. The mission of the American Inns of Court is to foster excellence in the legal profession, and our program this evening has the additional goal of entertainment. Tonight's musical score you'll recognize. Most of it is from Les Mis, but the lyrics are new, filled with humor, and written for the occasion by our own master wordsmith, our Stephen Sondheim, my co-chair Bruce Turkle. And playing for us brilliantly on the piano is Peter Dizozza, lawyer par excellence by day, professional musician and composer by night. He is the chair of the Entertainment Committee of the City Bar Association. This is the New York Inn's 8th annual musical program, and every year I'm dazzled by the level of talent among our colleagues on the bench and the bar. I want to give special recognition to our judges, Justice Barbara Kapnick of the Supreme Court Commercial Division, and District Judge Richard Sullivan. We so appreciate their willingness to lend their time and talent to our production. And we have a particular treat tonight, a sister act of Judge Sullivan's twin daughters, Monica and Moree, who will be singing the opening number. This is their off-Broadway debut, so we're on the ground floor of their artistic careers to come. The setting for our show is now. The place, anywhere, USA. There, unemployed law school graduates seeking shelter from the harsh winds of hiring freezes have united. Their general dissatisfaction and growing despair have evolved into unrest. The grads vent their frustration at the schools that left them with a degree of questionable economic worth and a mountain of debt. Armed with legal pads and tenuous causes of action, these young men and women confront the legal education system that promised them so much but left them barely eking out a living. This is their story. These are Les Lawyers Miserables. And now, without further ado, Monique and Moree, on with the show.
Come hear our fable, students finagled, told they'd be able to find stable employment. Tonight we're presenting a story heartrending, no happy ending for the Lawyers Miserables. We got to sing
is thinking like a lawyer when we're out of work and indebted up to our ears? According to the ABA section on legal education and admission to the bar, only 56% of the graduating class of 2012 had full-time, long-term jobs that required bar passage as of February 2013.
Too many lawyers chasing too few jobs.
We're down, we're mad, we're tired and annoyed. 3 years of school, hopelessly unemployed.
We're down, we're mad, our lives we can't enjoy. We feel like fools and work as errand boys. Listen to me, my name's Moree. Recently earned my law degree. My story's sad and shared, you see. We've been deceived quite royally.
We had a dream that we would graduate, work at a firm of high repute.
But all the firms said we would have to wait, offers deferred, some withdrew. We were dumb, we were used, now we'll sue. Now we'll sue! We're down as naming names and casting blame. We're filing suit and setting forth our claims.
There'll be changes made, deans won't get their way. We're gonna bring a lawsuit and make sure the law schools pay.
They promised there'd be jobs, they made us guarantees. They said that we'd be working if we earned 80 degrees. Who will take our case? Fees we cannot pay. Is someone making sense to represent us anyway? When's it gonna start? Gotta bring the suit. Something's gotta happen now, our claims we must pursue. When's it gonna start? Gotta bring the suit. Something's gotta happen now, our claims we must pursue. Must pursue, must pursue, must pursue, must pursue, must pursue, must pursue, must pursue.
We're all the leaders of the schools. They let us off, broke every rule. They do not care if we're employed, so long as profits they enjoy.
Someone's gotta pay. We won't go away. We're gonna vent our grievance and we're gonna have our say. Have our say. Have our say. Have our say.
Have our say.
Our funds are low and fading fast. Won't last for years, so they say.
With all the outcry in the air, how long before some change is made? Before they recognize they told us lies? Before the barricades arise?
We're down and mad with meaningless degrees, and we demand a change in policies. We will fight for students and alums. Watch tonight, our fight has just begun.
Fueled by the economic downturn, salaries are cut, layoffs are forced, and hiring freezes are mandated throughout the legal industry.
Clients hit hard by the recession refuse to pay high prices for inexperienced associates.
Students call for an end to a system they claim is irreparably broken.
At the end of 3 years, we all got a diploma. But what good is it now when we're out on our own? It's a struggle to survive when so few of the lovers will hire, and we're wondering how we will pay off all of our loans.
students take to the courts. At least 25 individual class action lawsuits are filed by a total of 73 law school grads who allege that the schools falsely inflated graduate employment rates.
Thomas M. Cooley Law School is accused of having been reporting deceptive and misleading job placements data and salary information in a misguided attempt to inflate the value of a Cooley degree and thereby draw millions of undeserved tuition dollars.
Cooley Law alleges in response that to the extent plaintiffs allegedly relied upon the deceptive and misleading employment data, that reliance was unreasonable, because plaintiffs should have known that the fewer than the reported amount of Cooley graduates actually obtained full-time and permanent employment that required a Cooley degree.
In other words, Cooley had the audacity to argue that its own graduates unreasonably relied on Cooley's marketing materials because they should have recognized that Cooley's reported employment statistics were inaccurate. Thus, aside from making a cynical and unprincipled argument, Cooley likely misstated the law.
Now, Brooklyn Law School is accused of having falsely advertised employment rates from 88% to 98% within 9 months of graduation.
One graduate who went deep into debt before he enrolled contended that he specifically relied on Brooklyn Law School's representation that, depending on the year, well over 90% of the school's graduates secured employment within 9 months of graduation, a claim, he insists, was knowingly false.
I am now
action suits pending nationwide. Law schools are now on the defense, forced to defend their age-old policies.
Well, Dean Tumult, isn't it true that the expense and debt of law school now exceeds $150,000 in most schools? Isn't it true that repayments are seldom dischargeable in bankruptcy? Isn't it true that the future income to repay those loans depends greatly on grades and geography? And have not the law schools failed to make clear that those with reasonable doubt about their ability to sit atop their class or who can't get into a nationally ranked law school should rationally treat legal education as a very risky investment?
Tuition rates are worth the cost. Your law degree will hold its value over a period of time.
You have to say that! We would never expect you to meddle with a proven earning machine or trigger alumni wrath by devaluing the law degrees that your own school issues.
Pish posh. Your lawsuits may generate some coverage in the local media, but your underlying claims are weak. Our schools have met minimum industry standards when reporting job placement. Your allegations are baseless, and we will vigorously seek the dismissal of your lawsuit in its entirety, with costs and disbursements, including attorney's fees, and such other relief as the court finds just and equitable. My school is being sued by a disgruntled few who claim they paid for 3 years of law school because we stretched the truth. They say we represented that jobs were guaranteed. They blame us for their now worthless degrees. Alumni are now discontent by widespread unemployment. They call us liars because the law firms do not hire. Tuition, they say, was misspent. The claims our figures were too inexact. Contend we deceived them with statistics used to tease them. The students are on the attack. The law school years were so instructive. We taught our kids what practice is. They should have known they'd be out on their own without funds on which they could live. No faulting our fine faculty, though lectures put students to sleep. So what if our courses are irrelevant to bosses who said you'd have useful JDs? Or students say we're overcharging. They are outraged and getting mean. They don't understand the large sums I command to stay here and serve as your dean. So please keep your comments polite. A riot you should not incite. We overstated, some job figures were inflated. What were you expecting? Deans have imperfections. Your suit, they're rejected. You'll see.
University School of Law in Rhode Island, which is not one of the schools being sued. And I am very skeptical about the merits of these lawsuits. The school's graduate job placement data may be opaque, but still in compliance with industry standards. While the complaints point to statements about how each school's exemplary education will help graduates establish a legal career, puffing is not the same as fraud.
And I'm Dean Rudolph Hazel, Dean of the Thomas Jefferson School in San Diego. Mine was one of the first law schools to be sued. I believe we are in a very strong position in the litigation. The information we post about job placement is accurate and correct.
But what other defenses will you put forward?
Information on graduate job prospects is not the main reason individuals choose a law school.
Historically, the American Bar Association, which accredits law schools, provided little guidance on what job placement data law schools should report.
It asked law schools to use the guidelines that allowed them to report their graduates as employed, even if they held part-time, low-wage jobs that did not require a law degree.
That changed in 2011 when the ABA asked law schools to provide more detailed information on where, how, and whether recent law graduates were employed.
Most of the class action lawsuits have been thrown out.
We take you now to a press conference where Justice Melvin Schweitzer of the Supreme Court New York County is being grilled on his decision to dismiss a complaint against New York Law School.
Justice Schweitzer, you rejected plaintiff's argument that misleading statistics led them to overvalue their legal education. Can you show your rationale?
Quite simply, I believe that the law school framed its data accurately and that the prospective law students are sophisticated consumers capable of analyzing that information.
You say in your decision that this was essentially a case of caveat emptor, let the buyer beware.
The issues posed by the case exemplify the adage that not every ailment affecting society may be redressed by a lawsuit. It should have come as close as no surprise that these law schools consumers, that the most lucrative jobs often are associated with having attained a high-ranking law school and having high grade point average. Somehow it was lost on a goodly number of them that law students who toil in drudgery and have less than hugely successful careers might have gone to low-ranking law schools.
Do you believe that the law schools should be blamed, at least in part, for current conditions?
To the extent law schools are turning out too many graduates for the positions available, market forces will begin to correct themselves, hopefully in short order.
Do you think your decision will drive law schools to address the serious issues affecting legal education?
I doubt that the law schools are overly concerned about those charges. Let's look in on their victory celebration.